of course I had to include an alcoholic beverage in another one of my videos, because this is what tends to happen every time I film. It's either on a weekend when I'm drinking, or it's after work when I'm drinking. So it's one of the occasions where I'm drinking today. Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I'd love it if you'd stick around for more videos, so please don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button down below, hit the bell button for more notifications, and you will be notified every time I upload a video. So, without further ado, I am wanting to do a video today, and it is all about tips that I've learned or picked up, or like friends have also, me and my friends have discussed that had helped them. So tips to help you pass your theory test. So like I say, without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I have my diary with me so that I can read all the tips and tricks off here for you. Not this though, this is from work. Right, where do we start? Okay, I've wrote them all here, look for you. Can you see? No, you can't see a thing, but it's fine because I'm going to read them to you. Just before I get into this, I do want to explain that no, I'm not professional. Like, I don't teach theory for a living. Not something that I've been trained in. I've not gone on any special kind of lessons. I'm just sharing my personal tips that I found helped me. Number one, so it's just to revise like mad. Now, I know that sounds so cliche, everybody will tell you the same. Your driving instructor will tell you the same, your mum, your cat, your dog, they'll all tell you the same. But honestly, you are not going to pass this. 99.9% sure. You're not going to pass this if you don't revise. And it's as simple as that. Now, you need to really take the time to sit down, have a look through books, have a look through DVDs, have a look through apps, which I'm going to come to in a minute, to memorise everything you are learning, because it's not necessarily that you have to be smart for this. All I'm saying is, I recommend you to, is just to try and memorise every single question, and then also the answer to every single question as well. And people would say, you know, do it, oh, it'd be right, just do it 2-3 times a week. No. Not if you're wanting to pass as soon as possible. I would advise and suggest you to do it every single day. Even if that's only for 15 minutes a day, out of your time. I know you might say, you know, you're busy, you work full time, etc., whatever. But that's my first tip, is just to revise as much as you can. Going back to that, tip number 2, not 4. Purchase the theory app that you can get. I can't show you it, because obviously I'm filming with my phone, otherwise I would show you it, but you can download, like, I'm sorry, I've got hiccups and burps. I think I need a swig of wine. Going back to that, so the app that I was talking about, you can put into like your app store if you've got an Android, then you just put into your Play Store maybe. I'm not entirely sure what it's called because I have an iPhone myself, so we use App Store. And you just want to type in, is it Theory Test Pro? I don't know what it is. I can't think what it's called for the life of me, but it's just a theory test app. It's around, I believe, $3.99 to $4.99. It's not much more than that. I am a bit of a cheapskate, so I thought, no, I'll just stick with the cheaper app. It's going to be the same, can't be that much different. Questions are going to be the same. But honestly, you will benefit so much more from just purchasing that little one-off payment of £4.99, whatever the price is, because you have questions in there that are more likely to pop up on the actual day. You've got questions that, I don't know how to word it, they're like, you've just got more questions. It's not like you're going round and roundabout, so that's where it gets you, because you think like you've learnt them all on the shitty app, and then you get the real good app, and then there's so many more questions. So yeah, also you get your hazard perception thing, which you need to revise for as well. Hazard perception is part of what's going to be in your theory test, so if you don't know what this is, you don't have to listen to this bit if you already know, but at the end of the section bit where you do all your questions, you fill out all the answers and questions section, you'll then go to hazard perception where you have to click on a hazard every time that you see one. Your driving instructor will go all this, where you can obviously learn it yourself on the app, but I'd advise that. I'm rambling too much about number 2, so we'll go on to tip number 3. Number 3, you can actually ask your driving instructor to help you. So you could either offer to pay them to sit down with you. Mine very kindly did help me through it. It helped me so much, actually. I can't thank my driving instructor enough. He were bloody amazing. Shout out to Mike if you're watching. He was just so patient with me. Obviously, I'm going to go into more detail about how to pass your actual driving test and driving instructors in another video. But for this video, I just want to kind of focus mainly on the theory point. So yeah, you can ask your driving instructor. Now, it's hard to try and take that time out, but if you're offered to pay them, or if you say, you know, if you're at that stage where you're confident with your actual driving skills, and then this is what happened to me. I was quite slow with it, so I was like I was ready to kind of pass my driving before my theory. The theory is something that I just kept putting off for time. Like, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't feel like I was academically smart enough for it. And this is what I'm saying. If I passed it, guarantee you can. Yeah, ask your driving instructor. As you're driving along and you see a sign that you're not really sure of, they might ask you a question about that sign. You know, obviously steadily does it. Focus on what you're doing, focus on your driving. That's the main priority while you're on the road, of course. But just along the way, you could ask little bits about, I was on a driving lesson, for example, and we were coming up to a Ford. I'm thinking, what the hell is a Ford? Like, what is that? I thought it was just some brand of car. I didn't think it were actually something you could get related to a road. Which, if you don't know, it's just like a little stream. I don't know if that's right, I can't really remember. But yeah, on the way as you're driving somewhere, they might be able to ask you questions that will stick with you then, because you've already spoken about it with your teacher or your driving instructor. Number 4, don't rush the questions on your test. This is a massive thing that people want to do, because obviously you're nervous, you sat in this little group, you feel like people are watching you, and you just feel like you're on a time limit. Like, let's be real, when you walk into that theory test exam centre, you just want to be straight out the door again. Trust me, if you've been, you'll know. Unless you enjoy it, then obviously each their own, but I hated it. So yeah, don't rush it. Check over the questions. That is the main thing that I can advise to you. Like I say, I'm not training this. These tips could be completely useless to someone, but for me personally, they helped, and they might help somebody that's watching this video. So yeah, you'll notice on some of the questions they're very similar, and they make you think twice about a question that you've already answered. A lot of questions tend to be the same sometimes. Just keep an eye out for that. They might just be reworded. Reworded. We're on number 5. Yeah, we are. I've got 6 tips for this. So for number 5 is to take a calm tablet if you are very nervous. I am quite a nervous person naturally anyway, so my driving instructor like knew that as well, so he advised me to maybe take like a herbal tablet to calm your nerves a little bit on the day, or just have a drink. No, don't do that. I mean, I wish we could. I wish you were okay to have a drink before, but you can't. Or you could if you want. Anyway, take a calm tablet. Take a calming tablet. They come in like a little blue packet bottle, I want to say. They're not expensive really. I mean, I'm not sure how much they are. I'll link them down below if you do want to have a look just to see. Yeah, I'd say take a calming tablet or some natural herbal remedy tablet just to kind of decrease your nerves a little bit, because you're gonna need it. Number 6 is the final one, and it is to don't worry if you fail. You can just book in again. It's not the end of the world, is it? Unless you're in a rush. If you're in a rush, I'd just say take your time throughout all of it anyway, no matter if you are in a rush to pass your theory. I was in a rush. I was desperate to get on the road, but it took me, I want to say it took me about 1.5 years to pass it. I only booked in once, failed, and then thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to work my butt off for the next year while I'm learning to drive along the way, and then book in, because I didn't see the point in wasting. This is another thing, your theory test isn't free. So I mean, if you're lucky if your mum and dad are paying for it, or you've just got that money to just blast on theory test after theory test and just wing it and kind of pot luck it, but I didn't. So I just booked it when I thought, right, I feel ready now. Do you know what I mean? And in that time frame, when I were revising, I thought, right, okay, I'm getting more and more knowledge on this. I'm remembering answers to questions, and that's when I decided to book in. So yeah, don't worry if you fail it, because you can just book in again, and it doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means that you need a little bit more revisioning time. Okay guys, so that was the 6 main points that I would probably advise. Like I say, please don't hate or leave any negative comments down below, because I'll just ignore them or I'll just delete them. It's as simple as that. If they don't work for you, then there is other videos out there that you could go try, get some tips off somebody else, but I'm just saying that these are the ones that what's the word? These are the ones that just work for me, basically. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope that you enjoy it, or if you pick a few points out, let me know if you managed to pass your theory test, or if any of these tips helped you, and I'll see you in my next video, which is going to be how to pass your driving test. Now, I managed to absolutely smash it and passed it first time, so again, I'm not trying to be big-headed. I'm not saying I'm amazing or know the best for everyone, because I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying what worked for me. So if you want to see that video, I will link it down below when it's up. For now, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.